Thomas for the Footbox. Welcome back to the Footbox channel, where today I want to talk about the Raheem Sterling, Joe Gomez England training ground spat. Now this stems from the Premier League fixture on Sunday, where we saw Liverpool overcome Manchester City at Anfield. The game itself was heated at times, and of course there was some VAR controversy which spilt over onto the touchlines, and the players on the pitch, as you would expect, with the two biggest clubs in the Premier League at the moment going head to head. It got a little bit heated, and Joe Gomez and Raheem Sterling had an altercation, and words were said in a heated moment towards the end of the game. But it appeared, although it looked quite heated in the moment, appeared to be pretty much handbagged, and it was dealt with. The two players embraced, and it appeared to be forgotten until yesterday evening late, when England released a statement saying that Raheem Sterling wouldn't be considered for selection for the Montenegro game on Thursday night at Wembley Stadium due to an incident in and amongst the private areas of England's training ground complex at St George's Park. Now, this obviously has spilt over from the game on Sunday. Allegedly, the England players were in the canteen while some players were arriving at St George's Park. Gomez was there with a few squad players already when Raheem Sterling arrived, and Raheem Sterling has apparently gone round the back of Gomez, grabbed him by the neck and said to him, "Are you still the big man now?" And this has spilt over into an altercation between the two. Even though a lot of the other squad players thought it was jovial when he was being a bit of a joker at first, it became clear that he was serious, and it got quite heated, and the two players had to be separated. What reports are suggesting is that Joe Gomez went to Gareth Southgate and said it was over, you don't need to take any further action. The two have put it behind them and they want to move on. Raheem Sterling said similar on his Instagram account following the statement released by the England and the FA, saying that he wouldn't be considered. But Raheem Sterling said again it was a 5 to 2 heated moment. He kind of should know better, and himself and Joe have put it behind them, and they want to move on and look forward to Thursday night's game. Southgate, on the other hand, he's taken a firm stance on this one, and he, for me personally, I think he's done the right thing. He could well have sent Raheem Sterling home, but for me that's a cop-out. Send him home, don't deal with a problem, and then it festers until the next international break, which incidentally isn't until the new year, early March, when England potentially will be playing some friendlies, all being well, when we qualify. So if Southgate had have done that, I think that would have been the cop-out, and it wouldn't have dealt with a problem in the moment. Instead, what he's done is he's saying to the rest of the squad, I don't care who you are, I don't care what stature you are, how good you are, whether you're one of our best players, that behaviour is not acceptable in and amongst this England squad. That is not acceptable, and I'm going to deal with it. And he's dropped Raheem Sterling. He won't take part in England's game on Thursday evening, but it sends out a message to the rest of the squad. And, this is a test for Southgate now. You've seen before in previous England squads, under managers down the years, such as Sven, such as Capello, where there seemed to be a disharmony in that England squad. There was some club cliques that developed. United, Chelsea, Liverpool. You've seen players talk about it. BT Sport did a great piece with Rio Ferdinand, Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard before, where they said they didn't really enjoy their time in the England camps because of the club rivalry. They didn't want to talk with each other. They kind of hated seeing each other. I had concerns last summer when Danny Rose come out before the UEFA Nations League campaign, saying it's a bit of a chore being in and amongst the Liverpool players in this England squad, having lost to them in the Champions League final the week before. The player, that sounded like he wasn't enjoying his time with England for club reasons. And Southgate now has a huge test on his hands to stop these club cliques developing. He's got a very young nucleus of this England squad. The players that are coming through, after Raheem Sterling, who's still young himself. There's going to be players from City. There's going to be Manchester United players. And of course, Liverpool. But you've now got a great set of young lads coming through in this Chelsea team that are in the England camp. Chelsea are on the rise again, and no doubt in 3 or 4 years will be challenging Liverpool, City, United could be well back up there. And there will be players that are fighting on all fronts in the Premier League and Champions League teams that then meet up in an England squad. And the last thing you want to see is that Club England feel, which Southgate has worked so hard to develop, get broken. For me, he's done the right thing. He's dealt with it quickly, and that really should put to bed this incident. It'd be interesting to see if Sterling travels to Kosovo after the Montenegro game. And the Kosovo game isn't a dead rubber by any accounts, whether England win or not, or they get their point they need on Thursday evening. The game against Kosovo is huge for the Kosovars, because if they beat Czech Republic, they've got a great chance, if they get a result against England, to qualify for the campaign themselves. So that game, as we saw at St Mary's in the second half, is not going to be easy, and we're going to need players like Sterling in that squad. I've listened this morning and people have said that, they disagree with how Southgate have dealt with it. So it'd be interesting for those of you that are listening to this. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Should Southgate have sent Sterling home? Should he have done nothing? Is it a storm in a teacup? What are your thoughts? Is Gomez out of order? Personally, it looks like he's not done a lot wrong. Sterling's come out and quickly apologised and quickly said he's moving on. And I think on all parties involved, it shows a bit of a winning mentality from Sterling that he's still festering on it the next day. It does show a little bit of unprofessionalism in terms of he should have left the club stuff at the door when he arrived at St George's Park. But he's a young, hungry professional, and we see that in an England shirt. He's been on fire in his European Championship qualifying campaign, and we are going to need players like Raheem Sterling going forward, on and off the pitch in the last 12 to sort of 16 months. Sterling's profile has changed. Sterling's stature in the press has changed. The way that certain media outlets look at him have changed. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon to this last night when the news broke. Will it dent anything that Sterling has built up? And he's not really done it himself. He was just being mistreated in my view. But will it dent any of the good press that he's got? I don't think so. I think the spotlight now will be put on Gareth Southgate, and he will be put under pressure on how he deals with this. He's come under some pressure recently because of the way that on the pitch England haven't performed in certain games, Czech Republic away being one of them, and Southgate's tactics and squad selection have come under the spotlight, and hopefully that spotlight remains on Southgate for footballing reasons rather than the demographics of the group and the political reasons for club rivalries in there. So it is a big test now, but the England boys move on to Thursday. We're going to be doing a match preview rather, as we go into that 1000th England game at Wembley. Again, please like, share, comment and subscribe. If you would like your comments and thoughts on the England's 1000th game read out in the video, please feel free to watch my previous video where we talk about your favourite moments as an England fan, your favourite players, favourite goals. We're going to try and put a best 11 together and get that video out. So if you do want to contribute towards that, please like, share, comment, subscribe. But today, thank you for listening. That's all from me.